One of the happiest moments in life is when we find the courage to let go of what we can't change. Because courage is the power to let go of the familiar. Lovely teacher, fellow speakers, when was the last time you had to let go? There are a supernumerary amount of experiences that entailed me having to let go, which I can recount. And the one that I'm going to be talking about today might perplex a fair amount of you. As flabbergasting as it may seem, I once had to let go of music. I know, it sounds absurd, but I really did. There was a time in my life where, no matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't sing. After years and years of training and performing in front of huge crowds, after years of living under surveillance of the public eye, I developed a great sense of fear and anxiety about having to perform on stage. And what was especially perturbing was that I had been performing for years. So there were days where I was especially devastated and would continue to ask myself why it had to come to a point where instead of enjoying every performance, I just wanted each one to end. Why did it have to come to a point where I had to force myself to even do something that I supposedly loved? With each performance, I grew to be mentally, emotionally, and physically exhausted, to the point where I would even make mistakes while performing. Then a voice inside my head asks me, "Why are you doing this to yourself?" And that made me stop for a moment to think. Why am I doing this to myself? Why am I deliberately forcing myself into uncomfortable situations? And that's when I realized that I needed a break. I needed to take my time to gather my wits and get myself back together. Being part of the entertainment industry entails having to entertain and make your audience happy. So how could I do that when I wasn't happy myself? All this time, the perfectionist performer within me convinced me that I had to hold on for my sound and for my audience. But it was never for me. And this time, the rational side of me had finally won me over and had convinced me to let go. For my audience, for my sound, and for myself. What I'm trying to tell you is, as important as it is to hold on, it's also important to know when to let go. Because letting go may be hard, but sometimes holding on is harder. In order to back up my claim, let me explain it to you with a simple analogy that I came up with. Do you see this knife? Usually, we hold on to this safe wooden handle, and rightfully so. However, sometimes we end up holding on to the wrong side of the knife. And understandably so. Because when we think that we love something, we won't even feel ourselves bleeding. And that is when holding on starts to become detrimental to ourselves. So the next time that you feel like holding on is causing you so much excruciating pain, let go. Take your time to heal those wounds, and maybe when you're ready to come back, you can hold on again. But this time to the right side of the knife. We need to understand that letting go doesn't necessarily make us weak. It just makes us human. And we are humans. So don't be afraid to let go whenever you need to. That argument that you had with your partner, let go. That politics test that you totally bombed in the first quarter, let go. That one time when your friend was the imposter in Among Us and then didn't tell you, let go. Let go of the hurt, unmet expectations, loss, hopes, and maybe even dreams. Instead of holding on to the past, use it as an inspiration to live in the present and to look forward to the future instead. Use the time spent after letting go to get the support of your loved ones and to come to a proper decision of whether you want to move on or stay back. And I guarantee you that when you're ready to sing, "I'm ready to let go," you will be so much happier. Because letting go doesn't necessarily mean that you've stopped caring. It just means that you've stopped trying to force others to. So release! Because letting go is tough, but being free is beautiful.